how do you choose to engage with the public service?
Could you talk more broadly on your broader views on economic policies and economic reform? And from a country point of view, what do you think are the next round of economic reforms which we would need? And as you would know, that economic reforms would take at least a decade to come to the front line and for somebody to feel the impact on the till, impact on when they're doing shopping.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You've got people on the doorsteps, and we're all door knocking at the moment saying cost of living is our number one issue.
Yeah.
What can you do about it? How are you going to impact that? And the reality is that there's big policy levers that get pulled, you know, at that macroeconomic level that may well take some time to flow through to the supermarket shelves. The coalition's been quite clear about some of those bigger policies around making sure that we, at a very basic level, talk about competition policy with our supermarkets, which has a flow-in impact in terms of what you pay at the register, but also for our agricultural sector and our farmers. And so but I guess making sure that there's a level playing field and that the majors don't always control every aspect of that. I think you also need to have a view to, and it's a philosophical thing as well. How do you choose to engage with the public service? What are the kinds of things that you're going to prioritise when you're in government? Is it infrastructure build that will assist in driving another dollar, creating another job? Or is it something that is filling a gap but will cost the taxpayer down the track? And the Nationals' philosophy very much about how do we invest to make sure small business and businesses can thrive, because it's businesses that create jobs, not governments.
Yeah.
We are there as enablers. But we also come from a background where it's much harder to do business, particularly in regional areas. You're remote, the geography of the state and our nation. There are some impediments to actually getting some of those bigger projects that we know drive better outcomes. And the Nationals have never been a leave it to the market to solve every problem, because if we did that, our small population or our remoteness or the challenges of doing business in some of those areas would simply mean projects never saw the light of day. So you've got to get those basic settings right as well, and not be afraid to, in some cases, intervene and provide enabling infrastructure or make sure that some of those projects have the capacity or the right settings to get up and running. But we very much sit on that side of how do we allow and enable businesses to thrive while making sure that we don't leave anyone behind. So it's not a pure economic rationalist view of the world, because it doesn't work in our part of the world. And the historical nature of the Nationals is that we traditionally look after those regional communities. Obviously, this election, we're putting our brand into the metropolitan area as well.